Good afternoon, New Hope family. I want to start this brief video by saying that we love you, we are praying for each of you, and we are available if you need anything. Recently, we've been reading in our daily devotions in the book of Acts, and we've been learning about the early church, how it started, some of the trials that it went through, some of the struggles that it faced, but also how the power of the Father and the leading of the Holy Spirit preserved the church no matter the situation that it found itself in. Recently, we've also been reading about Paul, his conversion, his bold preaching, his trials, and even today we started reading about the beginning of his journey to Rome. And I'm not sure if any of you have drawn any parallels between the adventures that Paul had while he was sailing and some of the things that we might be feeling today in our world. But when I read phrases like a tempestuous headwind arose and the ship was driven by the wind, or they were exceedingly tempest tossed, it kind of sounds like some of the emotions that we might be feeling today. Imagine being on that ship during that storm. You can't get your footing. It may be calm for a moment, but then the wind and the waves kick up, and all of a sudden everything's upside down again, and you're really at the mercy of something that's very forceful that you can't physically combat or even see. In Acts 27, verse 20, Paul writes, "Now when there was neither sun nor stars for many days, and there was no small tempest beat on them, that all hope that they would be saved was finally given up." I don't know if you felt like that anytime, particularly during this pandemic. If so, you're probably not alone. And it's understandable too. It seems that there's nothing but bad news on television, that there's this constant report of chaos in the world, and that people are desperate for rescue, that the wind is tossing our world upside down and we're in danger of drowning. But here's the great news, is that the story that we read in the Bible, it doesn't end at the bottom of the ocean. That after they lost hope, or they began to lose hope, Paul told them, take heart, that God has promised them that they would survive, that they would make it through the storm, and that they would arrive safely. As the story continues, there were more days of uncertainty, and the storm continued to rage on. But at the end, God was true to his word, and they did get to safety, got to land, and lived. Now, my encouragement for you today, for really all of us, is for us to remember that God is our protection, he's our shield, and he's our provider. And he has a word, he has a promise for you today that no matter the strength of the wind, no matter the destruction of the waves, that he will be with you and that you will stand on solid land again. So take heart and don't give up. And despite what you see with your physical eyes, be sure to continue to trust him. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this and read the email. God is faithful and he loves each and every one of you very much.